What's going on YouTube, and welcome back once again to the channel, and make sure to subscribe and sack that like button. So let's get into today's video, which I'm going to be giving my official review of Madden 23, my game review of the game, my thoughts, the pros and cons of the game. And without further ado, let's begin. By the way, a fun week 1 of the preseason. But without further ado, let's begin. So the first thing I want to talk about for this game is the gameplay, how the game actually plays when you play it. And, one of the biggest points of emphasis this year for Madden was to make defense better and more, realistic and easy to use. And they've certainly done that. The zones play a whole lot better. In the last, couple of Maddens, it's felt like zones don't play where they're supposed to. I put a hard flat and someone runs a drag route and it still gets open, and the zones are just standing around. The deep zones don't cover crossing routes, and they've certainly made it a whole lot better where zones are playing where they're supposed to and things are just not getting wide open. And to make this also more, balanced, to counter that, they added the new free-form passing system in which you can lead the ball to almost any place you want. So the way it works is it's like a little passing reticle, and when you pass the ball, there's a gray circle underneath the player, and that gray circle could be big, it could be small, and wherever you lead it to within that circle is where the ball will go. So it gives you a little bit more control as a user. It may be a little hard to figure out at first, but I've gotten the hang of it, and I've only played about a dozen games, and I've tried some things out also in practice mode, so I've gotten enough of a feeling of everything, and I think it's very beneficial to use. I don't think you should not use the new passing system, because then it can put you at a disadvantage if other people are able to master it and utilize it, so just get to it early. Another thing with gameplay that's good is I haven't noticed any bugs or glitches, which is very impressive because the game doesn't even officially release for another 4 days, so the game is not necessarily 100% complete. And we know Madden over the last few years, and really forever, has been a game that is filled with bugs and glitches, whether it's at the beginning of the game cycle or towards the end of the year. And I've played a significant enough time already on the game, and I have not experienced any bugs or glitches, which I find very impressive with the game. Now, with the gameplay, there's no refs, which I don't know if you would count as gameplay. There's no referees there on the field, so they still haven't done that. They're still the same old announcers. But overall, I think gameplay has very much improved. The new, field sense system also makes it where when you tackle someone, you can get into a tackle battle, and then a second defender can come in and hit and be more likely to cause a fumble and have less randomness of when fumbles happen in the game. So overall, the gameplay is a lot more smoother, and a lot of the meta stuff that's worked in the past really doesn't still work. Sure, the same fun concepts still do work to an extent, but you can't sit there and run the same thing every time. Another thing to keep in mind with gameplay is that the pass rush is way stronger now, regardless of who it is. Pass rush gets through. You really cannot, roll out and do whatever you want. You gotta kind of sometimes step in the pocket, even though there's pressure, and make the throws. The rush comes in there. You can't sit in there all day. And this is a game, we're in Madden, the meta, the fun thing to do, the thing that everyone would do, pros, casuals, they would hike the ball and just run out of the pocket immediately, even if they didn't need to, because that was the meta. Now there's no escape artist, which is an ability that boosts the quarterback's speed behind the line of scrimmage, and now the pass rush and the contains work better. So I think the game has moved a lot closer to a more realistic experience when it comes. Now, sure, there's still some things here and there where a zone may not guard where you want them to, or a animation just doesn't feel as smooth as it should. But overall, like I said, the gameplay has really improved, and there's no bugs, so that's a major plus. Now, for franchise mode, I'm not a big franchise guy. I usually play franchise more towards the end of the season, but I did check out some new stuff they added, and one of the things, as you can see in the trailer, which I really like, is how when players are in free agency, the AI free agent players, they take into consideration more than money, because before it was whoever offered the highest deal that defender decides to go to. Now they take into consideration money, if they want to win a Super Bowl, their hometown, and all sorts of things like that. There's even one where they consider the taxes in that state. So that's pretty interesting, adds an extra sense of realism. Not as big of an overhaul for franchise as it was in Madden 22, but still a good thing. They haven't really added any new game mode to the game, like a Superstar KO or Yard. They still have those same game modes, but every year they add a new game mode about a month or two after launch, so we could be seeing one coming soon. And practice mode, now they have actually, the jerseys for quarterbacks, so they like a yellow or black jersey, so they're able to tell you can't hit the quarterback, or the red jersey, which is pretty cool. They have a new touchdown animation when you score, which looks really clean on the field. They added a field pass for MUT, which in a sense is basically like other games where they have, like Fortnite has a battle pass and other games have battle passes. This is field pass. You earn rewards, unlock challenges for your MUT team if you're a big MUT guy. So yeah. Another thing to keep in mind is they added a new ball carrier move, in which it's called a precision 360 cut, where you press LT on your controller if you're on Xbox, and L2 I believe if you're on PS5, and it does basically what it sounds like, a 360 cut to an opposite direction, which is also pretty cool. Now also keep in mind that everything I've said is based off of Madden 23 next gen version, so PS5 or Xbox Series XS. I have not played the current gen version of the game. From my understanding, there really isn't a whole lot of difference. They don't have the field sense, which means they don't have the new passing system, the new tackling, and all that new the improved zone coverage. They don't have that. So really, I just don't see how good of an upgrade current gen is, really, other than, updated rosters and the field pass and franchise thing. But when it comes to gameplay, current gen is pretty much the same. So I really don't find, if you can't get a console, you can't get a console. But if you have the option and the ability to play next gen, I strongly recommend to play next gen, because it just flows better as a whole. And the last thought I wanted to add is the jerseys are a lot more detailed. You can see wrinkles in players' jerseys, and then players in real life who wear the towels directly behind their back, then to the side, they have that little detail there where they have it straight behind their back, where it almost looks like a tail. They also have the jerseys where they don't have the jerseys tucked, they have the jerseys hanging, for players who do that, so that is very cool. But again, yeah, I think this Madden is definitely a big upgrade from the last Madden, and it's a significant big upgrade in terms of gameplay. If you're a franchise mode guy, it's not the biggest update, I would say, but like I said, the core community of Madden, they care about gameplay, and gameplay has gotten a lot smoother this year. So overall, I would give this game right now about a 4 out of 5 when it comes to stars, 4 out of 5 stars. I still have a little bit more stuff to check out, but overall, I would recommend this game. This game is fun to play, and that's the bottom line. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time.